So making these hash browns, you know, it always kind of dumbfounded me on hash browns why they got to be so expensive. I mean, it's just potatoes, right? So this is what's cool about this. So if you go on the garage sales, which you can find, these are popping up everywhere, and you're gonna see what these little spinners here, the salad spinners, what they're gonna really be good for. This is 2 potatoes, y'all. Look at that. That's 2 potatoes. Now I'm probably making too much. That's probably enough for us, but I'm like really madly hungry this morning. Anyways, cool thing about doing this is you can use organic potatoes. And that's just 1 potato. Let's move it over. Oopsie, let's not knock everything down. Okay, 1 potato right there. Isn't that crazy? So that's 1 organic potato. I'm gonna do one more. I'm really hungry. So leave the skin on. That's where, you know, everyone says, oh, potato, there's no nutrition in potatoes. Well, yeah, if you're taking the skin off, that's where everything's at. Just lightly clean it off. And if there's blemishes or whatever, you know, just cut those areas off. And I got a little bit too big on this one here. And then just cut that one more time. I like the grains to be long. But anyways, it's just that simple. So what I'm going to show you next here is doing this, just cooking it. Just want to do good heat with it. Okay, so look at that. I mean, that's a lot of hash browns for you know, for this meal. I mean, for 4 potatoes. I'm sorry, 2 in there, and these were small. Okay, so I'm gonna the next video here. I'm gonna show you a trick why you might not have good luck with making these all the time. So, all right, just slide them on in, and then we're gonna go to the nice little helpful tip I'm gonna show you with rinsing them. Let's start rinsing these things. Neat thing about these little guys here, like I said, we found this one here, brand new at a garage sale for $5. Cool thing about it is, you know, it's got a built-in strainer, and look at there. If you don't rinse that off, that's what you're going to eat. So that's one reason you might not have success. And I rinsed these potatoes, by the way, before I started cutting them and everything. So it almost looks like dirt, right? But this is all that starch. And that starch is what really makes a mess of it. A lot of people like to put, like to soak this in cold water, but you know, I'm using cold water right now as a rinse. And let's just keep doing this, and I'll show you how many times we're going to pull this nasty looking water out there. So it's getting better. That first batch was looking really nasty. Give it one more rinse. Or until you just don't see that anymore, it's nice clear water. You might be getting close. And then the cool thing about this thing is the spinner part of it, because you don't want to have your potatoes dripping wet when it goes into that nice oil in the pan. Yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. What do you think? All right, so yeah, I think I'll go with that. So let's go to the fun part here. Now, a lot of people just pat them dry, like my brother used to do when we go camping, but this is kind of cool, huh? I mean, it works for your clothes and your drying machine, right? So then you got a little, there's a little stop button here. Yeah, right there's your stop button. Pretty cool, handy little rascal. And that is the last of your water. So now the fun part, huh? Start cooking these things. Those are nice. They're nice and dry too. So if I can do this in an RV, you can do it at home. Here it goes. Nice preheated cast iron hash browns. Probably gonna have to do 2 batches here because too much just cakes it up. But that's nice and hot, cooked in nice organic olive oil. It's gonna taste fantastic. So like I said, this is an RV, and this it's really difficult to do this, so if I can do this in an RV, you have no excuses. little bit of a trick right here is since it's just such a small burner, in fact, I mean, take a look at this. That's my burner, right? So that's not huge. So what I do is I like to just kind of turn it periodically. And the trick is not to keep flipping it, but you want to check it because it's really easy to burn on this situation here. When I have such unpredictable heat. But yeah, well, I'm already, it got stayed too long in one area, but you kind of get the idea on that. So I know there's going to be some curiosity on, well, honestly, I should not be flipping it this soon. You can kind of learn from my mistakes, but as long as they're not getting all weird on me, but I just don't want them to burn. I hate burnt potatoes. Anyways, let's get back to the potatoes. What's the big deal about being organic? Well, one thing about being organic is, if you did not know this, these potatoes, someone decided, hey, we don't want them to bruise. Kind of like apples, they don't want them to brown, so those are called genetically modified. Big deal, right? What's the big deal about everything's genetically modified, right? Well, here's my concern, okay? I don't really care if my potato bruises or has little spots. I'll just cut that out. It's all good because I want a potato natural. It's kind of like when someone had a brilliant idea about feeding cattle, dead cattle. If you don't know that part of history, that's when mad cow came out, and it took a lot of people. That was bad, really bad. So when it comes to these wanting to change what we already have had for centuries, ever since the beginning of time, I like to just keep it as natural as possible, and it tastes way better anyway. So thought I'd just let you know that little information, because cows are, what do they call them, honey?
Herbivores.
Herbivores. They're not supposed to be eating animals. Especially their own. I mean, that's cannibalism in human terms, right? Okay, well, about to get this finished up. Enough of that. It's kind of sick talk, but I think you just need to know that. So, well, that one's just about done. We got the second batch in there, so I'll kind of combine them and get them, make sure they're both nice and piping hot. Got the other cast iron pan preheating for the eggs. It's going to be fantastic. So, a lot of people are going to ask about the olive oil. It's going to smoke. Well, if your temperature is too high, pretty much any oil is going to smoke. But we've been cooking with olive oil for years. We just started incorporating this one in about 6 months ago, and we like it on a lot of dishes versus the olive oil. So we have both on hand all the time. But this is being cooked in olive oil, and you'll probably need to add a little oil if it dries up, because it does really absorb it quickly and keeps it from burning, actually, by make sure you have that oil in there. And when it comes to doing that rinse that I was just doing a minute ago, if you're in RVing and you don't have full hookups, so you can always rinse that outside. And I've done that in many places that we've gone to, and just that way it doesn't fill up your holding tank so quick. And fresh ground pepper, why not? Real light on the pink Himalayan salt. Time to eat. Normally these turned out a little bit better. I did make a little too much. I'm extremely, I didn't get much sleep last night, and but whatever. This is still going to be fantastic. Can't wait. I'm so hungry. I made a bunch, and the only thing left to do now is give a good grace and be thankful. Hope you enjoyed this video, and you get good use out of it.